And that was partly due to our magnificent, well, it was wholly due to teammates like Chuck Mitchell, and I'm gonna name at least some of the people on the team because they really were responsible for our success. We had a real team. Chuck Mitchell, Jerry Melanowski, Leroy Settles, the late Ed Perkins, who was a educator, and I know he was an engineer, but he moved into education here in Detroit. So again, did I leave out anybody? Was that the first five? And Weston Diggs, who I thought was going to be here, was here. Lee Settles, okay. Anyway, again, thank you for bestowing this honor upon me, and congratulations to the other honorees. And it's been great being part of your ceremony. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. We have so many members of each class that has graduated, and each class has incredibly successful class members. We have many family members that are here, and they are here knowing that the great Thomas Edward Eddie Tolan is being honored into the 100-year Hall of Fame. He is no longer with us, but he will always be with us in spirit because he was the first non-Euro-American to receive the title of the world's fastest human. After winning gold medals in the 100 and 200 meter events at the 1932 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, he went on to win many more. And in his full career, he won 300 races. Let's give a round of applause to Eddie Tolan, nicknamed Midnight Express. And I think he has some family members here, and they will accept this award, the plaque. We also have some distinguished, really distinguished awardees. One who really needs no introduction. Many of you know, and you can look in your program and see a lot of details, and I want her to have an opportunity to speak. But we have a beautiful honoree from the class of 1978, the Hall of Fame USA Gymnastics member. And you can, I hope most of you can see what's being showed. She's absolutely gorgeous inside and out, and we are so proud of her. But one thing that she's done is not only to be the first African American to represent the U.S. in international competition, but she is the founder of the Wendy Hilliard Gymnastics Foundation. It's a nonprofit that helps inner city youth. And we know the issues that we have here, for example, in Michigan and in Detroit, with helping our young people to have the opportunities that so many of us had by attending Cass Tech. And the good news is, and I'm gonna let her tell you all about it, she is bringing it to Detroit this year. And so would you please come up, honoree Wendy Hilliard. Congratulations on your entry into the Hall of Fame.
Wow, this has been really wonderful. I want to thank and I really appreciate Lynette and I were sitting here listening to all of the wonderful honorees. We're so gracious to be in your class, and I want to, of course, thank the committee. But before I do anything, I have to wish my sister and brother-in-law, Pamela Hilliard Owens and Keith Owens, happy anniversary. It is their anniversary today. Pam is a proud graduate of Cass Tech, of course. Woo, woo. Keith wasn't in Michigan, so that's okay. So you're an honoree. I come from a family of 4 girls, and 3 of us finished at Cass. you know, CAS meant so much to all of us, and listening to the history, gymnastics was something that was very new. Actually, you know, we didn't have a gymnastics team at Cass Tech. Mrs. Ellswick, when she was first there, Mrs. Lutzy, we started a gymnastics team, and we practiced on the floor, 7th floor hallway. Just put some mats out there and just started flipping. So that was our gymnastics team at Cass Tech. I was able to take gymnastics through the recreation department here, which is very, very unusual. They hired these 4 coaches from the Soviet Union, and all of a sudden we had this great gymnastics team. But Cass has just always been special to my heart. For one, I was a cheerleader, so I got spirit to burn. Half of it gave me the opportunity to flip. You know, I was the last one to go, and I would just tumble all the way down the football field or basketball court. But it's the friendships. Cass Tech, when you're away from it for a while, and I've been living in New York for almost 30 years, and so when I meet someone from New York and I tell them I'm from Detroit, they're like, "Did you go to Cass Tech? Did you go to Cass Tech?" I'm like, "Yes, I went to Cass Tech," because we have such a good reputation wherever we go, because it was a school full of very ambitious and talented and spirit-filled people working all together, and we were all very adventurous, and we just were wanting to learn. So it really gave me a great grounding as I traveled the world. As I mentioned, I was the first Black to compete for the U.S., and it was very interesting that rhythmic gymnastics, so that's the sport with the ribbons and the hoops, very, very new sport, and oftentimes I felt like I was the only Black in the country. I went to Poland, former Czechoslovakia, places. I went to so many foreign countries, but because I had the grounding at Cass Tech, because I had this background, and I was able to go around the world and represent the country, but it also taught me that, you know, coming back to Detroit, and this is the story now, is full circle for me. You have to give back. I've been able to go to New York, my gymnastics foundation, I became a coach. My coach was on the Olympic team in 1996, and I stopped and I wanted to do grassroots. But about 3 years ago, I said, this is where it happens. It's here in Detroit. So next Saturday, or this Saturday, September 17th, we are expanding. We're having our open house at the Joe Dumars Field House in the State Fair area. Yeah, Wendy Hilliard Foundation, Wendy Hilliard Gymnastics Foundation is coming back to Detroit. We've served over 15,000 kids in New York. We're celebrating 20 years this year. And there's just nothing that I would rather do. And I just want to say that I want to thank the committee for honoring me for this. This is very, very special. As I said, Cass is such a part of my heart. And, you know, it just gave me the strength. I don't think people really understand the kind of education you get from Cass Tech. It is so special. It's just something that I share with all of my castmates. I think I saw a couple of my classmates were here today. But I would just say that, you know, it's close to our heart. I'm honored that I'm being honored by Cass, but I will take it with me everywhere I go, and I do around the world now. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations, and thank you so much for all that you've done and all that you do and all that you will continue to do for our young people. We really have to always reach back and help our youth. And moving on, well, first, let's give Wendy Hilliard another round of applause. Can we do that? I mean, this is a big weekend coming up on that 17th. Joe Dumars is doing a lot of great things, but it's wonderful that you are going to team up and help our youth continuously here in Detroit. Last but not least, we have Master Love. Now, you know, when I did my research, I was looking and I said, Master Love is 6'3". Now, you know, I was here earlier, I'm working and I'm running all over everywhere in my little flat shoes. Thank goodness I brought my heels, because I said, you know what, I'm 6'2" on most days because I always wear heels. I said, so I am not gonna stand next to Master Love. and be down here when I'm used to being up here. I had to say that. Master Love, let me just tell you, and I want her to be able to speak as well. I just want to say a couple of things so you know what we're dealing with here. Master Love is the first American to ever win a gold medal in Taekwondo in the history of the sport. Let me repeat that. She's the first American. And not only did she win the gold medal, but she won it in Seoul, Korea, which founded the sport. And she won it big time by winning the gold medal. The first American. Aren't we proud of her? And then she didn't have enough, so a few years later, she went back and took home the bronze. So let's give her a big round of applause as we congratulate her on entering into the Hall of Fame. She's from the class of 1975. She's coming into the Circle of Honor, and she was in the 1992 Barcelona Olympics, so she's been all over the world. Go, girl. Master Love, congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to make one small correction. The first African American to win a gold medal, because we did have three women that won gold medal in '88.
Okay.
And we had a very successful USA team, so.
That's okay, we won't hold that against them.
But you know, I got into sports really, well, first of all, I want to thank the alumni, and I want to definitely thank the class of '71 for this honor. But I got into sports really by accident, because my basketball coach, who came in right before Shirley Burke, I walked into the school, and when I walked in, she kind of tapped me on the shoulder. I guess I was kind of tall. And she said, do you play basketball? And I said, no. And she said, would you like to learn? And I said, sure. And from that moment on, I think before I actually learned the game, I must have did everything that you shouldn't do. I carried the ball to the basket. I shot at the other person's basket. You know, I don't know. But somehow I made it to first string, which was great. And by my senior year, I was all city, and I was captain of the team. So she did a great job. And I think that experience gave me the courage to walk into a martial arts school and even think that I could do another sport. My knees were not doing well, so I knew that I couldn't continue doing basketball in college. So I decided, well, I wanted to do something while I was at Wayne State University to stay in shape. And so when I walked into school and the instructor said, well, you know, come back if you want to, it's $21 a month. We know how that's changed. So I did that, and when I started, I was the only female there, and he didn't quite know what to do with me since I was so tall. So I told him, I said, well, I don't want to do forms, I want to spar. And, you know, I think he kind of was, well, you know, I'm sure she won't get hurt. So, you know, that's how I learned the sport, and I got the confidence, and I really, you know, the first time I competed, that was something I was supposed to take for the guys because I had a car to a competition in Akron, Ohio. Well, the day of the competition, one of them said they broke their leg, the other one said their mother wouldn't let them go. I don't know, it was something, and I go, well, I gotta go, because then he's gonna think I didn't take him. So I showed up, and he said, well, why don't you compete? And so I competed, and I won the nationals that year, and my first trip was to China. And after that, I was hooked. I knew that that was something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I really, when I look back, the things that have happened, I mean, you know, they're amazing, and I know that it wasn't me, and I know it was God. Because there's nothing that I could have done by myself to even get to where I did. So I really, you know, appreciate everybody's support. My family, my mother is here. My sisters, my two sisters are here. My brother isn't here. He's in Atlanta. And so I want to thank them, because without their support from the very beginning, you know, and my mother's always kind of been the person that, you know, she don't care what you do as long as you're happy. So when I told her I started taking karate, she said, what's that? I said, it's kicking. She said, okay, well, that's good. So then I told her I was going to the Olympic trials. I asked her, did she want to go? And she said, well, what's that for? And I said, to make the Olympic team. She goes, oh, okay. And then she went to the Olympic trials with me and got a chance to watch me win and go to Seoul, Korea, and was there when I won the gold medal. And so that was really an honor. And after that, she was hooked. I gave her pens and I said, you go trade them. And she goes, what? And she went out in the hallway and next she come back, I need some more pens. So after that, she's been the person that has traveled with me everywhere that I've competed. And I thought that my mother traveled all over the world because my mother used to tell me about all these countries. So I thought she had been there. And come to find out, after I made the team and started traveling, she hadn't been anywhere. She just told me everything. I guess she put it in my head. So that's how I ended up loving traveling to this day. So I thank you very much. I thank everyone for the award. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Master Lynette Love. Thank you so much. We want to thank all of our honorees, and let's give them one big congratulations again. We've got Coach Robert Glenn from Arizona, Ace Cadillo, 100 years old, Don Coleman, Eddie Tollard, Wendy Hilliard, and again, Master Lynette Love. Round of applause for all of these well-deserving awardees. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for making Cass Tech look so good on an international and Olympic stage, because we just watched the Olympics, and international competition is tough, and you did it, and you did it well. Thank you so much, and congratulations. I'm gonna sit down now. I'm a lawyer, I'm a judge, and I can talk, but I'm gonna sit down. Thank you so much for the honor and privilege. I'm gonna let my dear friend Patricia Battersby, chair of the 100-year Cass Tech Association, Alumni Association, she's gonna close it out. Pat?
I know you're all impressed with our wonderful stand-in MC. Have a hand for Judge Denise Langford Morris. What a trooper. She came in, and believe me when I say last minute, at the last minute, and she took over and did it with aplomb. I would also like to thank Terrence Rollins. Terrence Rollins took over the Sports Hall of Fame and is going to have it continue as we move forward. I would like to thank Alan Young and his committee and all of you for being here and helping us honor these wonderful people. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
After 45 years being away from Cass Tech, it was wonderful seeing all of my classmates, and the alumni committee did a wonderful job of putting this on. So it was my pleasure being here, and I look forward to getting together 5 years from now. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Connie Mitchell. I'm so glad to be here at the 45th Cass Tech reunion. It's so great to see our classmates, see that most of us are still happy and healthy and moving around. And it was a beautiful tribute to the sports from the Cass Tech Alumni Association. And I'm just glad that I was here and looking forward to the 50th. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carletta Lewis, and I am Cass Technician year 1971, vocational music. Mr. Arnaldi was our band teacher. I was first chair flute, and I was in the marching band and all the jazz bands, harp and vocal. It was the greatest experience of my life. Miss Velma Froud, I can remember all of my teachers, and I hated the 8th floor, 8 a.m. chemistry class. I hated it. but everything else was amazing. Amazing friends, amazing teachers, administrators, counselors. So I'm so proud to be at the 45th class reunion of Cass Technical High School, 1971. And I just pray that all of our students are doing well in your life. God bless you. See you at the next one.
This is Vavoom. The original Vavoom is in town.
Hey, Furman, it's so good to see my folks and friends and be with my boys, Alan and them, where we've spent a lifetime. And y'all, the man who's taking the pictures, we went to Kyden Elementary and tapping